DOSMan Games is an indie studio that makes bite-sized boomer shooters. Back when Chop Goblins was coming out in 2022, David Szymanski, the developer of Dusk, Iron Lung, Squirrel Stapler, and The Pony Factory, was promoting the creation of micro shooters, i.e., first-person shooters that could be easily completed in one sitting, maybe even 30 minutes to an hour. And this is the mission that DOSMan Games has embarked on. I first learned of DOSMan Games when they were the publisher of Reverend, a bite-sized boomer shooter heavily inspired by Blood, and I have a full review of Reverend on my channel that you should certainly check out. It wasn't until the release of Reaper in October that I learned of their first game, Flash of the Blade X, which had been released in January of this year. Then, their most recent entry into the DOSMan Games collection is DOSMan Space Aliens in Space. Since these games are so short, I'd rather not spoil too much, so I will keep my discussion on these games brief. But I just wanted to, at the very least, shine a light on this awesome indie studio's fantastically charming games. In Reaper, you play as the Grim Reaper, and the game takes you through a dark fantasy world full of medieval locales. In this game, you can use a scythe, sword, bow and arrows, a magic staff, and magical knives to stab and slice your enemies so that their souls may be harvested. And as you can tell, the game has more of an early 90s look to it, a la Wolfenstein 3D. And this is a design that remains consistent throughout the games that I will mention. Flash of the Blade X, on the other hand, is inspired by ninja movies, and it kind of plays like if Shadow Warrior was made in the Wolfenstein 3D engine. Flash of the Blade X is a story of revenge, and you must use your katana, shurikens, crossbow, and an assortment of other melee weapons in order to massacre the clan that had left you for dead. DOSMan, Space Aliens in Space, is certainly more colorful and humorous than Reaper and Flash of the Blade X, and it was also developed and self-published by DOSMan Games. It reminds me a lot of Blakestone, a Wolfenstein clone from the 90s. Use a blaster, shotgun, hyper blaster, grenade launcher, bioweapon, and vaporizer in order to eradicate the alien threat and save planet DOS. It should also be mentioned that all of these games, despite their short length, have a wide variety of enemy types, and every time you are near a certain enemy type, they will give an audio cue that communicates to the player what enemy type they are about to come up against. And this is just great game design. All of these games are truly awesome, and sitting to play each of them doesn't take any longer than if you were to watch a short movie or a long episode of a TV show. I look forward to seeing what this studio puts out next, and I would highly recommend that you check these games out. They aren't super innovative in terms of their gameplay, but it's just a really cool thing that this studio is doing, putting out these little micro shooters, and I just think it's great for the indie scene, and just great for boomer shooters in general. These games are well worth your time and the small amount of money they will cost you. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like and subscribe, and dislike it if you absolutely hated it. As always, enjoy the rest of your day.